All right, so we have Mr. Peltola here.
Ma'am,
Can
I'll
you
give you
hear
my
me?
name and can prove charges exist. If not, I'll step behind the bar underneath copyright law.
All right, hold on. I'll call your case and I'll give you the floor. People of the state of Michigan versus Drew James Peltola, files 247831 SM and file 247819 SM. Mr. Peltola appears from the Dickinson County Jail.
The
Counsel
appellation
at,
known as Drew James Peltola appears before you as an
hold on,
entity.
hold on a minute, hold on a minute. Just let me make the appearances, then I'm going to give you the floor, okay? In regard to the matter, Nancy Schaub is here as both his counsel on the underlying file on 247819 SM, as well as the first bond violation. She's here as CAFA counsel on bond violation number 2 in this file, as well as a new file of 7831 SM. Kristen Cass is here on behalf of the prosecutor's office. Drew Peltola, I'm going to give you an opportunity now to say whatever you want to say. Go ahead.
Ma'am, I was trying to get a ride to court this morning. This bond
Oh, wait,
violation
wait, wait,
was
wait, 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 sir. I don't want you to talk about the underlying charges. I wanted you to say whatever you wanted to say. I thought you started to say some sovereign citizen information that you wanted to make a record of.
I am an American non-citizen national that's defined in the United States Code. And I do believe that underneath copyright, once my name is copyrighted through the Daily News, once I put that copyright on your paperwork, that's something called copyright impoundment. That means that under Erie Railroad versus Tompkins, the fictitious entity under due process of law does not apply to my suit.
The video opens with the host introducing the courtroom scenario involving Drew James Pella. He provides context for viewers, explaining that Pella is a recurring figure in court due to prior bond violations. The narrator highlights that this case follows a warning from Judge Laus about strict enforcement if Pella failed to comply with bond conditions. The setup emphasizes the anticipation of Pella returning to court for further violations, framing the situation as part of an ongoing pattern.
I'm asking the courts to please release me on a PR bond again, and I'll continue to abide by court rules and stay off of drugs and try to maintain my court dates.
All right. In regard to the matter, then, Mr. Peltola, I have an advice of rights and plea, and for the record, I will acknowledge your comments, your objections in respect to the court's jurisdiction and whatnot are noted for the record concerning your position regarding your status with the court. All your rights are preserved. In regard to the matter, did you understand the advice of rights and plea information form as it was then, Mr. Peltola?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
How about the bond violation arraignment hearing form? Did you understand that?
I do not have it in my hands, but I read it, and yes, I fully understand.
All right, it's signed by you. Today's date. Did you sign it?
Yes, I did. I also brat. Yes, I did, ma'am.
All right, then. In regard to the matter, I also have a waiver of extradition here. I'm going to just go back over what it means to sign one of those. And let me start by saying, so long as you come back to court voluntarily for all your court appearances, this does not become relevant. But if you didn't come back to court, normally you're entitled to what's called an extradition hearing before you are returned to Michigan. And the purpose of an extradition hearing allows you to challenge the legality of your arrest and return to Michigan to fight the underlying charges. For example, you have the right to have an open court hearing. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at an extradition hearing. And if you're without sufficient funds, one is assigned for you. You have the right to demand issuance and service of a Michigan governor's warrant for your arrest. You have the right to obtain a writ of habeas corpus. When you sign a waiver of extradition, if you don't come back to court, then you give up your right to that type of a hearing and you would be returning directly with the officials from Michigan. Do you understand what that means to sign the waiver of extradition then, Mr. Peltola?
I understand, Your Honor.
You, Ms. Schaub, did you have a chance to go over the nature of the charges and the maximum penalties with Mr. Peltola?
I did, Your Honor, and he waives reading of those charges in open court. I've determined that he has read, signed, and understood both advice of rights forms. He wishes to plead not guilty, and he is requesting assigned counsel. Case manager has determined that he still qualifies for assigned counsel, and she will be assigning that to me if needed to set this matter on a date that is not typically mine. I have no problem with that. That would be in the best interest that I represent Mr. Peltola.
This segment covers the formal courtroom procedure where Pella appears before the judge. Attorneys are introduced, including those representing Pella and the prosecutor's office. Pella is given the opportunity to speak, and he begins referencing his self-identified status as a non-citizen national and legal arguments related to copyrights. The judge listens but clarifies that such claims do not exempt him from legal accountability. Pella then requests release on a personal recognizance bond.
Today.
I would like to set both of them together, I think in the interest of justice, and prosecutor had made an offer on the original file, and I think they will be making a new offer. And I think in light of that, it would be best to adjourn those matters on violations in that file.
So we have a jury trial set for March 8th in that matter. So that's 2 days past 14 days. Well, he's on a bond violation. There's no 14-day limit. In regard to the matter that is within 28 days, we could set both bond violations as well as both jury trials on that date, if you wish. We could pre-try the new matter that he's just being arraigned on today. You can conduct your pre-trial by mail. We'll send out our standard pre-trial order with you today. Set all of the dates on the 2 bond violations and the 2 jury trials for March 8th. Does that sound like a plan?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you wish to be heard on bond then on the newest bond violation as well as the new underlying charge?
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, the newest bond violation predates the previous bond violation. The first bond violation is alleged to have occurred on February 22nd. This current bond violation that he's being arraigned on today is alleged to have occurred on.
The judge proceeds with the legal formalities, reviewing Pella's understanding of his rights, plea information, and the consequences of signing a waiver of extradition. The process ensures Pella acknowledges the implications of his legal status, including rights to an attorney and hearings in Wisconsin if he fails to appear. Pella confirms comprehension of the court's procedures and waivers, and a not guilty plea is formally entered on his behalf by counsel.
He does have criminal matters pending in Brown County, and there is a court date on Monday in that case. It looks like from the lien printout, he may have had some issues either in the past or currently appearing in court. And I'd like to be able to have Mr. Peltola be able to take care of that matter. It looks like it's a more serious matter than the matters in this court. If he can make those arrangements to get down to Green Bay to take care of that. He's given me the name of his attorney, and I intend to contact that attorney and see what Mr. Peltola needs to be doing with regard to that case. So if the court does not grant a bond that he can post, perhaps we can make arrangements for him to appear from the jail here.
Ms. Cass, you wish to be heard on bond?
I leave it to your discretion.
All right, concerning the matter then, I have some concerns regarding Mr. Peltola. He seems to be on a spiral. This started with a disorderly drunk on February 4th in a public place. I saw him on February 5th. I set his bond terms. I saw him back on February 12th, with a .236 on a preliminary breath test. I set bond at that time on the bond violation and the underlying. And the reason I told him then that I was going to give him the break is that normally I see people in between, they get arraigned, I give them the warning, and then they come back on a bond violation. He had not had the warning in between because he violated his bond so quickly that I saw him all at once. So I told Mr. Peltola at that time that I would set the bond at a 1,000 PR, but understand that if he came back again, he would leave me no opportunity or new choice. So here we are, not even a week later, on February 19th, stealing alcohol from the Norway Quick Stop, involving another bond violation as well as a new underlying charge that I'm free to assume is true for purposes of setting bond.
The focus shifts to scheduling and coordinating multiple bond violations and upcoming trials. The judge and attorneys discuss aligning dates for efficiency, while Pella's counsel explains the temporal discrepancy between alleged violations. The segment also mentions Pella's ongoing cases in Brown County, highlighting the seriousness of his pending criminal matters. The discussion emphasizes the court's procedural steps to ensure all matters are properly scheduled and managed.
Wisconsin matters, very serious matters. He's got 2 felonies pending in Brown County from 2023. The first one alleges possession of narcotic drugs, a felony, possession of a controlled substance on or near certain places with a modifier, carrying a concealed knife, possession of drug paraphernalia. That case has been pending through for quite some time. And he has a court date for a status conference scheduled for February 26th at 11 a.m. Then, so the date of this offense was filing date of 2/10 of 2023. He's got a filing date of March 15th of 2023 in Brown County. Another felony alleging bail jumping as well as possession of drug paraphernalia. Likewise, that has a court date at the same date and the same time as the other pending felony.
I think that is part of the other pending felony. They charge it as a separate offense, but
It's a separate case. Total separate case, total separate charges, total separate bond, total separate court dates. This is file 23 CF 448. The first one is 23 CF 240. So in respect to the matter, my point being for purposes of setting bond, Mr. Peltola has some substance abuse issues going on. He's got numerous cases pending in Wisconsin as well as now here. In regard to the matter, Mr. Peltola, I'm going to direct you to talk to your lawyer. I'm setting bond concerning the new theft case. Then the conditions are going to be as follows. Mr. Peltola may not enter into the Norway Quick Stop as a condition of his release. He is not to purchase, possess, or consume alcohol or non-prescribed controlled substances. Mr. Peltola is subject to random PBTs and drug screens. Mr. Peltola may not go in any businesses that sell alcohol for use inside, such as bars and taverns. Recreational and medicinal marijuana use and possession are prohibited until or unless further order of the court. Conditioned on him signing that waiver of extradition, which I do have in the file, I will allow him to go back and forth to Wisconsin for purposes of court hearings and or meeting with his attorney. If
in residency, he lives in Wisconsin.
in residency, no, he lives in Vulcan, or he says Vulcan. Is that just your
Bracketed.
mailing address?
Yes, we can do it like that if you choose to.
Well, where is your residency?
My
Well, you-
residency and my domicile is 1968 River Street. We can switch it with a mailing address to W43, the apartment 13 in Vulcan, Michigan. The address should be in there. It should be bracketed.
Right, and that's apartment 13. You didn't put that on there though. Apartment 13,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's your mailing address though?
Yes, but the problem is that building's not registered anywhere. I had to go to the post office and I had something mailed and they told me.
Here, the judge evaluates Pella's behavior and criminal history, referencing prior incidents of substance abuse and repeated bond violations. Detailed bond conditions are set, including restrictions on entering certain businesses, abstaining from alcohol or controlled substances, and random drug testing. The judge also allows Pella to travel for court appearances and meetings with his attorney, while clarifying residency and mailing address details. The segment demonstrates the court balancing public safety concerns with Pella's legal rights.
Stop.
My mailing address, my residency, and my domicile are all registered at my mother's house. There was some unexplained events that I will not say out loud.
I don't know where your mother's house is, Mr. Peltola.
Nine
Ma'am.
address.
River Street, Niagara, Wisconsin, 54151. My mailing address will be W45. That's the Norway or the Vulcan address. I can't remember that off the top of my head.
All right. So in regard to bond, then condition on him signing a waiver of extradition, I'll allow him to go back and forth between Michigan and Wisconsin for residency, court appearances, meetings with his attorney. In regard to the matter, if you relocate for any reason, you must provide the court with an updated address and phone number within 7 days of any change. Concerning the amount of the bond on the new retail fraud, I'm going to set that I'm going to set that at 1,000 cash surety, 10%. In regard to the newest bond violation, then, I'm finding for both of them, actually, I'm going to make a record based on the factors the court is required to consider under MCR 6.106, considering the frequency, the charges, the dates that I have mentioned, as well as the ongoing Wisconsin matter. I am finding that to release him on a personal recognizance bond would not adequately ensure public safety. In regard to the bond violation, concerning the matter, then I am going to set the bond violation at 2,500 cash surety, 10%. So, Mr. Peltola, those bonds are set. If you get out, you make sure to get in touch with your lawyer. If you're in
Can I say
custody,
something?
she'll be in touch with you. You may.
Can I say- Yes. You know, I don't understand how I can tell you that I'm an American national.
The final clip wraps up the courtroom session with bond amounts set for new violations. The judge confirms that Pella remains under court jurisdiction despite his claims of being a non-citizen national. The host concludes the video by teasing future content involving similar courtroom antics and encourages viewers to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates. The ending reinforces the ongoing nature of Pella's legal troubles and sets the stage for subsequent episodes.